dandelions are starting to bloom. Spring is officially here. So if you recall back to that first year of beekeeping, we had this entire edge of the woods that was popping up with flowers of lots of different varieties. We're going to leave that open. We're not going to mow that down, so that way our bees are going to have the same kind of resources available to them again this year. All right. Welcome back to West Farm and Bees. As you can see for that intro, we now have the insulation off of the hives and we've removed the hive wraps. We are going to get in today to do a couple of big maintenance things. We want to see how they're doing. We want to see if they're making swarm cells. We want to just kind of see the overall health of the population. So let's get into it because we've got a lot to do today. Woohoo! Oh my goodness, folks. Wait till you see this. Whoa! Absolutely covered with bees. That tells me they are going to need some more room very, very soon. So today is April 12th and it is slightly overcast. We've had some rain for the past few days off and on, but we are definitely in the warm-up. April 12th and it is 68 degrees outside. Boy, this is a healthy population of bees. Oh my goodness. We want to check to see if she's up here laying. There is a good chance. Okay. Looking here at frame number 2, that is mostly capped. Same for this side. However, they have been laying eggs on the bottom, and they tore off when I opened the frame out. Alright, so this is the third frame in, and it's lots of honey up top. But if you look in the bottom there, we're going to have some brood. So we know that she's been laying up here, and we got lots of drone comb at the bottom, so they're definitely getting ready for the spring reproduction time. Trying to find the queen. I want to make sure that I find her and put her in the bottom box. We're going to put a queen excluder on so she stays in the bottom. There we go. A couple of big fat drones right down there in the bottom of the frame. It's just unbelievable the amount of bees in this hive. This is a great frame to see how they like to structure their hive. The outside corners is where they're storing some honey, and then just inside of that is where they're storing the pollen and bee bread, and that's what they feed directly to all the larvae that you see capped in the middle there. There's even some larvae and eggs around that as well. This queen has been busy. Couple of queen cups on the bottom there. They're empty, they're just little cups, not quite a full cell. They like to make those just as practice or for when they need it in an emergency. Okay. Boy, such a good looking colony. This is that original colony we caught back in, what was that, May. You can check out the video link for that swarm capture. I did not see the queen up top, so let's move on down to the bottom box. There we go. Mostly honey on the first frame we pull out. Looking for the queen. We're also going to look on the bottoms of the frames to see if there are any queen cells being made. That'll give us a hint as to whether or not they're really wanting to swarm or that they are just practicing with queen cups. Do we have to find the queens? Nope. We know we have a very healthy population. I just want to make sure she's in the bottom, so that way when I put a queen excluder on, I know she's going to be laying in this bottom box. And she's got lots of room down here. There she is. Right in the middle of the frame. There she is. Good old Queen Carniolian. You are a busy mama. All right, great. Everything is looking really healthy. A large patch of brood on this one. So we're going to put her right back in. All right, and we're going to put everything back together real quick. All right, super's up top. Now, I'm not too worried about the brood that's up here. We still have plenty of bees up here to keep them warm. It's the queen that we want to lay down in the bottom, so that way they can eventually turn all of this into honey stores for them to get through a dearth, or hopefully even through next winter. We are going to put the next super right on top of this one, so they have plenty of room to start building out. This is a huge population, and they got plenty more bees coming up here in the next couple weeks, so we want to give them plenty of space to build into. All right, we are not going to give them the upper entrance. Bees are masters HVAC, they're master humidity control. They don't need any extra help, so we are going to go without the upper entrance this year. They don't need it. We are going to take this off for now, and we are going to give them a bucket of syrup. Because we have 5 frames of undrawn foundation, we want them to be able to build those frames out so they've got plenty of room to put their nectar when the flow starts. So we're going to give them a bucket of honey today. So this is the top box where we have the gallon of sugar syrup, 1-to-1 ratio. This super is going to be hopefully what we can harvest if we get enough to harvest. This super is where they're going to have their stores first, so that way they have resources to last through this next winter. And then of course the bottom box is where our queen's living. That's a beautiful colony of bees, folks. All right, so these are some of the scrapings we got off of the last one, and there are some larvae in there at various stages. So there you can see 2 stages of larva and 1 stage of pupa. A little squished, but kind of gives you an idea what they look like inside the cell just before and just after they are capped. Okay, drum roll please. Whoa. How awesome is that, folks? That is a massive amount of bees. Okay, we got some bee bread down on the bottom of this frame. Lots of honey capped. Lots of honey capped. Then we've got some brace comb with drone larvae in the bottom. Okay. Lots of things going on here. Let's check this side. A little bit of capped brood. A little bit of larvae. A little bit of eggs. Honey. Bee bread. A couple of drone cells. Got some red pollen from somewhere. I wonder where they got that from. Okay, just more of that brace comb with drone cells in the bottom. We'll scrape that off. The reason I'm scraping it off is because it's going to get squished if I put the queen excluder on under this anyway. So might as well take it off now while I can. Gosh, just so many bees, and I'm only in the top box. Woo! Yes, I am in East Central Indiana. We are at the beginning of April, and this is a booming hive. This is bigger than any hive I had last year. God, look at the number of bees here. It's a beautiful sight. well that box felt a little bit lighter than last time I was out here, so we know the resources are coming out of it, but the it's getting filled up with a lot of brood, so we're in good shape there. Gee, many Christmas, holy cow. Oh, so many bees. Ah, here's an idea. Use my Hive Butler tote. Wow, they're just like overflowing with bees. Wow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the frame out of here and we're going to put it into the Hive Butler, just so that way we can kind of thin down the number of bees we're looking at. I swear I just smoked the bees. Okay, lots of nectar and relatively empty, surprisingly. Okay, here we go. Okay, we've got queen cups here. There are larvae in these cells. Probably some eggs as well. I can see just small letter C's in there. So that means the queen might be on this frame. As with the other one, they're going to get a full pollen patty. And yeah, it needs to go where they are. Okay. All right, ladies, look out. Here we come. They'll move. Couple of frames that are already a little drawn out. Here we go, into the 10 frame Italians. All right, let's take a look. Whoa. You can just tell by the sheer weight there's a lot of bees on there. Wow. That is completely covered in bees. Oh my goodness, they definitely need the room. Okay, normally I would have checked that, but I am almost guaranteed that she is in here laying, so that's why I'm not going to check that. Plus that takes several of the bees out of the hive. Couple of queen cups, 3-4 queen cups, but again, same as the others, nothing in the queen cups. Advice from Bob Binney says, don't put your hive tool down. Bob Binney is a commercial beekeeper, and he's all about moving fast. I think I need to learn to move a little bit faster personally. Just all brood. Wow. So they are a little light on nectar, a little light on pollen. There's another queen cup, couple queen cups. Nothing in them. Okay, so it's getting a little bit late out. I want to try to wrap some things up. So I'm going to assume that our queen for our tin frames is inside the brood box down here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the pollen patty on top, we're going to put the queen excluder down, and we're also going to go through and add our broodminders to each of these boxes. So let me get this set up, then I'll show you about the broodminder. Okay, so this is our broodminder. This is a way for us to keep track of the temperatures inside the hive. It's going to give us an idea if they've swarmed, which will be obvious with the number of population, but if they're getting a little too hot sometimes, if we notice some bearding, we can use this to check. To activate it, all we're going to do is we're going to press down this little button here. The light's on. Now we're ready to go. I have that tag already synced up with my app for this, and this is just going to go here in the middle of the hive somewhere. We're going to put one of these in each of the hives, and we'll see what the progress is over time. Oh, talk about a good day. Lots of amazing things that we saw going on in the hives. All three hives are absolutely slamming, to quote another beekeeper. Absolutely love it. This is fantastic. I didn't imagine the bees would be this populated at this point in the year. We haven't really started the big buildup yet in spring, so these hives are going to be absolutely monsters this year. We added a super on all three because they needed the room. We put a pollen patty on all three hives, and all three have a bucket of syrup. Okay, wait a minute. You saw that they were bringing in pollen. I did too, but we're still going to give them this extra pollen substitute as addition. It's going to rain off and on for the next few days, and they might not be able to get out and find the resources that they need. So that's why we're giving them the extra pollen, and we're giving them the syrup so they can build up the wax in the top super. We installed the Broodminders. It was that little plastic strip with the sensor in it. We're going to put that in there and hopefully start receiving some data over the next few days. I'll come out with my phone and we'll sync it up, and then we'll see what the hive temperatures have been doing over a period of time. So it's going to be really neat to see the hive temperatures fluctuate with the outside temperatures, as well as the brood population increase or decrease depending as the season goes, and then especially through winter. The Broodminders are going to be really key to seeing what they're going to do through the winter time. The hive wraps have come off, the installations come off. We are back in regular good old business like normal. So yeah, just awesome. A lot of really good things going on right now. Thanks again for joining us. This looks like it's going to be a happening season. We're going to have some nukes coming in soon, nuke boxes I should say. The goal is to try to catch a couple of swarms this year. We're going to help out Bee Lively build up his bee yard this year and hopefully add 3, 4, maybe even 5 swarms or splits to their apiary to help them build up their stock of bees. So that's kind of a little bit of the direction of the channel is going to go. And we got our garlic growing in the garden here, and I've got another bed that's over here. Be sure to check out my Instagram over here, so that way you can stay up to date with all the little projects I have going on in the meantime. We'll try to get out here in another couple of weeks to take off those sugar syrup buckets and just make sure they're doing okay. Hopefully our other wood one will be here in the meantime. But yeah, that's kind of where we are. Thanks again for joining us, folks. We'll catch you guys next time. See ya.